Scrolling through Instagram, a post from a female classmate caught my attention. It was a photo of several guys showering together. The caption read, "Hey guys, can you tell who's who? Holy crap, isn't that me and my unlucky roommates?" The moment I saw that photo, my heart skipped a beat. I couldn't quite describe what I was feeling. Though taken outside the window and somewhat blurry, I recognized it immediately. Wasn't this me and a few others from the dorm? The freshman orientation had chosen some godforsaken campground, with temporary bathrooms set up for men and women. There was a window next to the men's shower area, which I'd noticed last night when I was washing up, but it never crossed my mind that someone might pass by and snap photos of us showering from outside. The post came from Jessica in our class, an outgoing, cheerful girl who, just 1 week into orientation, had already made a name for herself across the department with a dance performance. So, in other words, there's a high chance that this photo she posted could be seen by everyone in the department. Just 5 minutes after the post went up, several replies had already appeared, all essentially marveling at how bold she was. Jessie replied with a grin, "What's the big deal? Next time, I might even go in to snap more photos. Bet you didn't see that coming." I told the 5 people in our dorm who were playing League of Legends about this, and none of them believed it at first. "Ethan, don't talk nonsense. No matter how much Jessica loves to have fun, she'd never do something like that." "Chris, forget about Ethan for now." "Damn, your gameplay is worse than my grandma's stew." "Bullshit. I was dominating Summoner's Rift when you were still playing in the sandbox. I'd had enough of these guys." I shoved my phone right in front of Chris, the roommate closest to me. Jessica's post had already received quite a few likes by then, with both men and women commenting below, saying all sorts of things. At first, it was all quite normal. "Jessica is awesome for managing to capture this." Whispering. I actually recognized some of the people inside. I recognized a few too. But then, the tone of the comments gradually took a wild turn. "Wow, shirtless hunk alert. Show me which one here qualifies as a hunk? They're all as skinny as baby chicks. Just the upper bodies anyway, not much to look at." Others commented how the leftmost guy was the darkest. Someone said the middle guy had no neck. Another claimed the second from right's waist was too thin to be any good. Chris straight up yelled "holy shit," and stopped gaming immediately. He was that second guy from the right too. The 6 of them formed a circle to discuss how to handle this situation. Actually, based on what we know about Jessica, she probably posted that update mostly for fun. It's unlikely she meant to deliberately annoy us or had any grievances against us. But she didn't stop to consider whether we, the people involved, would want to be photographed in that situation, let alone have it posted on a public platform like Instagram. And now, some of the comments below have already escalated to personal attacks against us. So the 6 of us in the dorm split into 2 sides. Me, Leo, and Mickey believe this was inappropriate. The 3 of us agree that we should demand Jessica deleted immediately, followed by a collective apology to all 6 of us. Chris, Sam, and David don't think it's that serious, but they still think Jessica should probably take it down. They'd rather not see any more comments criticizing their appearances. So I left a comment under that post first. "I don't think the person involved would be happy to see this." Jessica replied almost instantly, "Number 2 from the left has appeared." She even added a snickering emoji. Mikey responded to her too, "You should delete this photo ASAP. Is this the first from the left? Come on, Jessica was just joking." "Yeah, nothing was captured anyway. And even if it were, you guys wouldn't be at a disadvantage." Leo had a short fuse. He straight up called Jessica on voice chat, his tone quite stern. "Jessica, don't you think you've gone too far with this? I'm warning you, delete those photos right now." Jessica unexpectedly stood her ground even more firmly. "What's wrong with you guys? What's the big deal about sending a photo? Did you lose anything from it?" Mackie interrupted. "You could have posted any other photos. But what were you thinking posting pictures of us bathing? Buddy, there's glass in between, and that glass is so blurry it's like looking through mosaic, you can't see anything clearly. What are you afraid of?" Take a look at what people are saying in the comments below, it's getting out of hand. Jessica exclaimed, "Oh my god, ask anyone randomly and they'd know it's all just for laughs. Only you few are making a mountain out of a molehill. So what if I don't delete it? Did I break any laws or commit any crimes? Damn. I didn't expect Jessica to get even more worked up. So Chris and the other 2 joined in, and the 6 of them took turns. At times they coaxed gently, at others demanded sternly, sometimes appealing to her emotions, other times reasoning with logic. In the end, they talked Jessica into complete silence, until she finally retorted in a huff, "Fine, you're really something. I've never seen such stingy men in my life." Soon after, Jessica deleted that post. Not long after, a girl from Jessica's dorm sent a message in the class group chat, specifically tagging all 6 of us. "Jessica's crying now. Are you happy?" Jessica got along well with everyone in the class and was fairly popular. Hearing that she was crying, others in the class started chiming in, all criticizing us for making a big deal out of nothing. Our dorm fell silent for a moment. I didn't get it, we just asked her to delete sneaky photos that made us uncomfortable. How did this suddenly become our fault? Leo was indignant and planned to engage in a heated verbal battle, spewing venom in the class group chat, but Chris stopped him. Forget it. Let's be the bigger person and not haggle with her. We thought deleting the photos would settle the matter once and for all. Little did we expect that the next day, our academic advisor suddenly summoned all 6 of us from the dorm to the office. The academic advisor was a young female teacher who seldom smiled in daily life, making everyone somewhat afraid of her. Sitting behind her desk busily writing without even lifting her head, she spoke in a completely emotionless voice. "Close the door." I gently closed the door. Silence. The office was so quiet we could only hear our collective breathing and the scratching sound of the advisor's writing. After all, we'd just started university. Students fresh out of high school still carried the deeply ingrained fear of teacherly authority in our bones. 6 grown men stood there foolishly for 5 minutes. Seeing the advisor still hadn't spoken, we gave Chris a meaningful look. Summoning his courage, Chris finally asked, "Ms. Beck." Smack. The advisor slammed her pen hard on the desk and finally looked up at us. "Do you know why you're here?" We shook our heads in unison. She crossed her arms and narrowed her eyes. I never expected to see collective bullying in college, boys harassing a girl, and in my class, no less. Group bullying? A boy bullying a girl? We exchanged glances and immediately thought of Jessica's incident from last night. For hurriedly, I explained, "Teacher, there might be some misunderstanding here." "Stop right there." The advisor raised a hand, cutting off any chance for me to continue. "Just answer me this. Did you call Jessica yesterday? Was it 6 against 1, making her cry? And did you force her to do something she didn't want to do?" The consultant's voice was shrill and piercing, showing no mercy from the start. Without even listening to our explanation, she outright convicted us. We were all stunned. Although technically it might have appeared that way, that wasn't what actually happened. Chris tried to explain again. "Ms. Becker, last night Jessica posted on Instagram." "Shut up. Don't give me any excuses. Just answer me, did you all pressure her during the phone call or not?" "Yes, and no. But that's because." "Shut up. Don't say so much. Since you've admitted it, it's easy to handle. Go back and each write me a 3,000-word letter of reflection. Then publicly apologize to them, and I won't pursue this matter further." The advisor spoke calmly, but my anger meter skyrocketed. "Are you kidding me? We didn't even demand an apology from Jessica, and now we have to apologize to her instead? Is there no justice left in this world?" The other roommates all wore looks of indignation, and Leo immediately blurted out, "Ms. Baker, we don't believe we're in the wrong. If anyone should apologize, it's not us. How can you claim you did nothing wrong?" Wasn't it just admitted by you all? Then what about Jessica secretly filming us? Wasn't that wrong?" "Shut up." The consultant sneered and continued, "That photo means nothing to me. But ganging up on classmates is wrong, and refusing to unite with your peers is wrong. Are you all really so idle every day? Obsessing over someone's Instagram posts like petty accountants? It's their personal profile, so what? What's the big deal? Not a shred of manliness among you, 6 big boys bullying a single girl. Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? Oh great, so just because we got filmed and dragged through the mud on social media, we're supposed to take it lying down without even voicing our reasonable demands?" All 6 of us couldn't hold back and started arguing with the advisor, everyone talking over each other. "Shut up." The advisor lifted his chin haughtily, looking at us with utter disdain. "Anyone who dares to talk back to me will have their reflection letter increased to 10,000 words. With these words, all 6 of them fell silent. But the advisor's attitude truly made each of us seethe with anger. After leaving the office, everyone began cursing the advisor for being unfair. Leo clenched his teeth in fury. "Fine, if they don't think secretly taking photos and posting them on Instagram is a big deal, then I'll post some too. Nobody better ask me to delete this later. It's my own personal page anyway." We quickly tried to calm him down. "Don't do anything reckless, or we'll turn from having the moral high ground to being in the wrong." Leo clicked his tongue disapprovingly, looking at us with frustration. "Do I really seem that brainless to you? I have no intention of getting arrested for misconduct." Leo had taught himself Photoshop, so some basic photo editing techniques were no challenge for him. Last night, he saved the photos Jessica secretly took of us, and after a flurry of editing on his computer, all 6 burly guys were transformed into graceful, slender women. Sam and I even got long hair added. Since Jessica posting our photos didn't upset them, then me posting my own edited pictures should be fine too, right? Leo made some adjustments to the background to ensure the photo didn't resemble the view from outside a men's bathhouse. We were all furious at the consultant too. Not only did we fail to stop Leo, but we even spitefully wondered how the consultant and those who had spoken up for Jessica would react when they saw it. After taking the photo, Leo posted the exact same update as Jessica. "Hey guys, can you tell who's who?" Half an hour later, Leo's Instagram exploded, the class chat exploded, and even the advisor exploded. As the saying goes online, swap the genders, get 10,000 comments. We truly got a taste of it. That half hour, Leo's Instagram and DMs never stopped blowing up. He'd put his phone on Do Not Disturb mode in advance, and even the rest of us 5 received all sorts of concerned greetings and inquiries. The replies under Leo's Instagram post went like this: "Damn, this wall looks like the freshman orientation showers. Is that the women's bathroom window? Yo, your account get hacked, or are you just trying to get banned? Holy crap. Is this something we should even be looking at? Leo Garcia, are you out of your damn mind? How dare you post such photos? Have you ever considered those girls' feelings? Pervert, scumbag, disgusting creep, trash. If you ever go out, don't you dare say you're a student from University A. This is absolutely grounds for calling the police. I've screenshotted this, whether we report it to the teachers or the police, it's all evidence. Everyone calm down. There's something off about this photo. Calm down my ass. Who in their right mind would secretly film girls and post it online? That bastard doesn't deserve to step foot in our school. His private messages always went like this: bro, delete this now. You must have been driven crazy by Jessica. Leo, are you insane? Delete it now. Do you have any idea how much harm this could cause to those involved? You must issue a public apology. I've already forwarded it to the advisor. It's too late to delete it now. In the class group chat, Attilio's messages were practically flooding the screen. 8 out of every 10 were nothing but vitriol directed at Leo. We had anticipated this backlash, but we never expected it to hit so hard and so fast. Mackie sounded worried. Brothers, to be honest, I'm suddenly feeling a bit scared. Leo dismissed the concern. Scared of what? These are our own photos. I didn't secretly photograph anyone else. Even if the police come investigating, I haven't done anything illegal or unruly. At that moment, Chris's phone rang. He glanced at it as if facing a formidable enemy. It's the consultant. Everyone held their breath as Chris put the call on speaker. The consultant's angry shout was practically bursting through the phone. Tell Leo Garcia to delete that post immediately. Then get to my office. Leo sneered. Brothers, are we going or not? I took a deep breath. Leo, I'll go with you. This isn't just Leo's business alone. I can't let him face it by himself. Chris also said, I'm coming too. Sam, Dave, and Mike all expressed their solidarity to stick together through this. Just in case, I turned on the voice recording mode on my phone beforehand. 6. When we arrived at the advisor's office, she was already waiting at the door, her face as cold as frost, her gaze sharp enough to shoot daggers at us. Good. Now you're learning revenge. Just because a female classmate played a joke, you directly resort to breaking the law. Do you realize that secretly filming someone of the opposite sex showering and uploading it online is a violation of privacy? The police absolutely can put you in administrative detention. The advisor scolded sharply, but Leo responded unhurriedly. I only posted the back view, and it's too blurry to recognize. It can't possibly count as a privacy violation. How could it not count? The consultant interrupted Leo. That absolutely counts. All 6 of us collectively went suddenly looking as if we'd had an epiphany. I then continued, Ms. Baker, but we were also secretly filmed while showering, and the footage was posted online. Don't we have privacy rights too? Completely enraged by our stubborn refusal to admit guilt, the consultant lost her temper and shouted loudly, Shut up! What privacy do you have? How is that the same thing? I truly feel sorry for you all, you know that? A group of boys holding grudges against a girl, what a terrifying thing. 6 of you, and not a single one showed the decency required in this situation. Mike tried to correct her during this. Teacher, we didn't do anything to Jessica. Shut up. What kind of attitude is this? The whole school is talking about this now. It's not just me saying you're in the wrong, am I right? The public has sharp eyes. Leo tried to interrupt again. Shut up. The girl has already deleted her photos. I don't know what more you want. The advisor's twisted logic made me laugh in frustration. We don't want anything. From start to finish, we only asked Jessica to delete our photos, but she got upset first, so we just decided to let it go. Instead, the advisor inexplicably and abruptly accused us of bullying classmates and undermining unity. Where can we even find justice? What are you laughing at? The advisor suddenly pointed at me. You're Ethan Miller, right? Do you think just because your grades are good, I won't do anything to you? Let me make this clear right now. What others do is no excuse for you to act recklessly. Leo said, then aren't we supposed to talk about fairness? What fairness? What fairness are you talking about? Are you even deserving of it? Today you dare to use photos to retaliate against your classmates. Tomorrow will you be murdering and setting fires? I don't know what kind of family could raise children like you. You've truly broadened my horizons. Later on, whenever any of us tried to intervene, the advisor would scold us into silence. She reprimanded us single-handedly for a full half hour. The content kept circling back to the same few points. Regardless of whether Jessica was right or wrong, none of us should have made a big deal out of it. Leo deserves all the criticism for daring to secretly photograph and post pictures of female students. He should just wait for school disciplinary action. Getting expelled wouldn't even be too harsh. We six are the most petty-minded boys she's ever encountered in her teaching career. Just then, the door opened and a male teacher walked in. Which one of you is Leo Garcia? Leo stepped forward. The male teacher said with a stern expression, "Come with me, Ms. Baker, you too." Then Leo was taken away. We watched him anxiously, and he mouthed to us that everything was fine. Before leaving, the advisor didn't forget to tell us, "All 5 of you, go back and each write a 3,000-word reflection letter for me by tomorrow." Once we left the office, Mikey asked if everyone was going to write the reflection letter. Chris refused to speak up. Sam and Dave were somewhat discouraged and suggested maybe they should just write it. It's not worth antagonizing the advisor, or else they might make things difficult for us in the future. I kept thinking about Leo and simply couldn't swallow this injustice. "Anyway, I won't write it," I said firmly. At that moment, the class group chat suddenly became lively again. "Who called the police? I just saw a patrol car driving in. Holy crap, looking for Leo, right? Serves him right. Best if they can detain this pervert for 10 days or half a month. See if he dares do it again." Everyone calm down. I've studied that photo for a long time. At first glance the background looks like our shower room, but several details are different. You studied it? You don't seem like a good person either. Well then, you girls tell me, does the women's shower room actually have windows or not? We just got here a week ago, and the bathroom was built quite spacious. How could we possibly know every detail? As for us and Jessica, we never spoke up in there. Back in our dorm, we absent-mindedly scrolled through our phones. The advisor was right, the whole school was practically cursing at Leo now. I couldn't stand it anymore and argued with them, only to be showered with curses by many people. Suddenly, I realized what it feels like to be under siege on the internet. But I still don't understand, were we wrong to ask Jessica to delete the photos? Shouldn't we have taken it seriously? The door suddenly opened, revealing a young officer in police uniform, followed by several teachers, our advisor among them, and finally Leo. We quickly stood up. Leo ushered everyone to his desk and turned on his computer. "Officer, please look. Here's the original photo my classmate took, and here's my entire Photoshop process with all the evidence." We couldn't clearly see Leo's operations from where we stood outside, but judging from his words, he was clearly trying to prove his innocence. That day after we got photographed, everyone thought it was fun, even Ms. Baker said it wasn't a big deal. So I got carried away and decided to make it even funnier, even at the cost of my own image. How could a college student like me possibly engage in such disgusting behavior as secretly photographing the opposite sex? Oh, and by the way, I got everyone in the dorm's permission for this. There's absolutely no invasion of privacy involved. Right, Ethan? I'd been listening intently to Leo's words, and when he called on me, I quickly responded. "That's right, officer. All 6 of us were really just doing it for fun." The others in the dormitory also chimed in. At this moment, except for the advisor, all the other teachers looked visibly relieved. A male teacher cautiously smiled and said, "Officer, now it's all clear. Moreover, in our freshman camp space, only the men's bathroom has windows. There are no windows at all in the women's bathroom." The young officer noted this down in his notebook. Young people should be mindful when joking around. This kind of thing can easily lead to misunderstandings, especially on public platforms. You're in college now, not children anymore, and should take responsibility for your actions. Leo obediently stayed quiet this time, only nodding. The officer turned to the teachers again and said, "It would also be best if you teachers investigate this matter immediately. That way, we'll all save ourselves some trouble, right?" The male teacher responded, "It was our oversight. Rest assured, we'll strengthen ideological education for the students going forward and guarantee that such misunderstandings won't happen again." I stole a glance at Guwon's expression. She was frowning, looking thoroughly displeased. After seeing the police off, the male teacher's expression darkened, and he couldn't hold back from scolding Guwon right in front of all of us in the dorm. "Mrs. Baker, what on earth is going on in your class? You're not a novice anymore. How could you be so careless in management?" Thankfully it was just a joke today, but if it had been real, expelling the student would be the least of our worries. The school's reputation would have been ruined. The advisor flushed red, looking utterly embarrassed. "Principal, so it was the dean of students?" No wonder the counselor was so nervous, completely different from how he was just scolding us. "All right, stop talking. These are your class matters, handle them properly yourself. I don't want to see anything like this happen again." With those final words delivered sternly, the dean led the 2 other teachers away first. The advisor suddenly turned her head to look at us, and we quickly averted our gazes, pretending to read books, pretending to scroll through our phones, pretending everything possible. She took a deep breath herself. "Leo Garcia, even if you were joking, causing such a big stir is inexcusable. A 5,000-word reflection letter, not a single word less tomorrow. The rest of you, 3,000 words each. Here we go again, another reflection letter." Then she stomped away in her small heels, her footsteps clacking sharply. Mikey peeked out the door to make sure the advisor was really gone before giving us an okay sign. Only then did we dare to breathe freely and speak up. "Holy crap, I was scared to death just now, didn't even dare breathe. Yeah, that's the closest I've ever been to a police officer. Leo laughed. He's only a few years older than you, no need to call him officer, so formal. Finally, my heart stopped racing, but now our dorm and the advisor are definitely on bad terms. I heard she's always been strict with student management. After such a major slip-up this time that even displeased the higher-ups, she must be absolutely furious with us. In the class group chat, Leo scrolled through the messages and nearly flipped out in anger again. Listen up, the police have cleared my name, I never took any creep shots. I just photoshopped some pictures. You all think it's fine to post shower photos online, right? So what's wrong with me joining in on the fun? Don't be such a hypocrite in life. Where are those who cursed me? Come out now. Shouldn't you all fucking apologize to me? He vented furiously in the class group chat. Strangely enough, those who had been cursing him for hours had all disappeared, with no one offering any apology. Only one person replied, I told you so. That photo wasn't from the women's bathroom at all, yet you wouldn't believe me. After a long silence when we thought no one would speak anymore, a male student suddenly said, so what? That doesn't change the fact that you're being petty. If you do things that invite misunderstanding, don't be afraid of getting called out. Leo let out a sharp hiss, ready to retaliate, but I held him back. Ryan Baker has always had that sarcastic way of talking. Let's not bother arguing with him today, it's not worth it. So Leo gave up on that and proceeded to vividly recount how he had talked back to the consultant in front of the police, provoking the consultant to angrily denounce him as scum corrupting public morals until just now, when he presented the evidence, leaving the consultant with nothing left to say. After all, they were still young at heart. Both Chris and Mikey cheered with unrestrained delight. Thinking about how furious the consultant was before leaving and the collective outrage during the day, I suddenly began to realize with belated worry, has this matter truly passed just like that? Sure enough, our incident was posted on TikTok the next day, and it completely slandered all of us 11. The next day, we went to the advisor's office to submit our self-criticism reports. There was no other choice, since we really didn't want to escalate the situation further. We had stayed up all night struggling to write them, but the advisor wasn't even there. Mackie told us that apparently, the advisor had always been strong-willed, and after being ruthlessly berated by the director the day before, she found it too humiliating and took leave in a fit of pique. Leo sneered, and she's supposed to be a teacher, always lecturing us about grace under pressure. Some grace she's got, huh? Just then, a friend suddenly sent me a video. Ethan, isn't this your school? I opened the video and immediately saw the familiar window of the boys' bathroom, accompanied by a segment of voice-altered audio. They gang up to bully girls, deliberately photoshopping her picture here and posting it on Instagram. These guys are total troublemakers. The teacher called them in for questioning right away, but they still refused to admit any wrongdoing. Then all decent and righteous people would naturally condemn them, but when things escalated and both teachers and police got involved, they just claimed it was photoshopped and said they were just fooling around. Ugh, so brazen. Absolutely outrageous. I suspect they must have family connections to behave so recklessly. Talking back to teachers, bullying classmates, and even mocking the police, what don't they dare do? They completely disregarded the girl's reputation, and to this day, she hasn't received a single apology from them. I heard even the teacher got so angry it made them sick. The video already has hundreds of thousands of likes, and the backlash is massive. The comments section is flooded with outraged netizens who don't even know the full story, with some insisting on doxing these scumbags. Today, they're fully embracing the role of online vigilantes. Everyone in the dorm was furious after watching this video. This so-called whistleblower won't stop until they completely destroy all of us. We wanted to explain in the comments, but the video had already been reposted tens of thousands of times. Even worse, many media outlets jumped on the bandwagon and re-edited the footage, making it impossible to clarify anything. I called Jessica. Ethan. Her voice sounded muffled. You've seen the video too, right? She hurriedly explained, but I really don't know what happened. It wasn't me. That night I was quite angry, thinking you couldn't take a joke. But when I heard Miss Baker called you in the next day, I felt it was somewhat unfair to you. I went to talk to her afterward, but she told me not to be afraid of you, and she said she'd seen many students like you who needed proper discipline. Miss Baker's attitude. I really don't know how to describe it. Then Leo posted that update, and things just kept getting worse. The 12 of us may not be perfect gentlemen of impeccable character, but we're not unreasonable either. This matter started with Jessica, yet from beginning to end, we focused on the issue itself rather than targeting her personally. But later, when the advisor imposed punishment without distinguishing right from wrong, that's what truly angered us and led to all the subsequent incidents. Faced with Jessica's explanation, Leo still felt quite upset. I tried to reason with him. She did make mistakes, but not out of malice. What's more, she's willing to approach the advisor for our sake. Shouldn't we, as grown men, show some magnanimity? Do you really want to blame her alone for everything? Leo was at a loss for words and finally said, then what should we do now? If this keeps fermenting, I'm afraid we'll get eggs thrown at us when we go out tomorrow. I thought for a moment, then said to Jessica, "Anyway, you're also involved in this matter. Would you be willing to help us clarify the situation?" Jessica agreed. So I started discussing with everyone how to record a video to clarify the matter. At this moment, Chris pointed at the video on his phone. "Aren't you curious who this person is?" He was referring to the person revealing secrets in the recording. Although they deliberately twisted the truth, many details matched up. It must be someone from our school. "And did you notice how they kept mentioning one particular person?" "One person?" Mike suddenly exclaimed. "Right, I caught that too. They mentioned the advisor several times. While others might not know which teacher that refers to, we all know who else could it be but the advisor." We played the audio segment over and over. It was exactly as they said. This person is implying in every possible way that the teacher overseeing us is very responsible, but we've simply gone too far, and they even know about the teacher falling ill from anger, though the authenticity remains to be verified. The audio had been edited and was playing at double speed. I slowed it down and listened carefully once more. Sure enough, I spotted the crucial detail. "Listen again. Doesn't this person pause slightly after every half sentence?" Everyone listened and agreed it was indeed the case. Suddenly, a face flashed through my mind. Does anyone come to mind? Leo's brow furrowed tighter and tighter. "Damn, it's that guy." 13. We found Ryan Baker playing games in the library. Chris and Sam came up with a way to lure him out first. Then Mikey and I quickly opened WeChat on his computer to search for evidence. Sure enough, his most recent message was in contact with the consultant. It turned out the counselor was Ryan Baker's biological aunt. The aunt-nephew duo rained insults on us, using every derogatory term imaginable. I was utterly shocked, unable to believe such words could come from an educator's mouth. I even discovered that the counselor initially approached us because Ryan Baker had complained to her, falsely accusing us of bullying female classmates. Being newly assigned to our grade, the counselor wanted to establish authority. When Ryan Baker handed her this opportunity on a silver platter, she decided to make an example of us. But she never expected we'd neither accept her unjust treatment nor dare to retaliate, essentially defying her authority. At that point, she'd even prepared Leo's expulsion documents. When we counterattacked instead, her fury knew no bounds. And so, the aunt and niece duo plotted this online harassment campaign. Now everyone understood. With Jessica's cooperation, our group got to work. Some drafted articles, others recorded videos, while the rest handled editing. In the end, we presented a complete reconstruction of the entire incident. I made sure to include that segment where the consultant bullied us in the office, forcing us to bow our heads and apologize. David's sister is a department head at a local media outlet, so we asked her to help us post this video using their official account. After carefully reviewing the video and listening to Jessica's testimony, his sister made several calls to verify the information with others at the school before agreeing to assist us with this matter. The internet is an incredibly inflammatory space. Any negative incidents or emotions can escalate at unimaginable speeds. I'll post this clarification for you as soon as possible. 14. David's sister proved extremely reliable. That same day, she posted the video using their official account and included 2 summary points in the accompanying text. One can see the trees but not the forest. In this era of information explosion, perhaps we should calm down and carefully discern. For every unexamined attack is a sharp blade, and countless blades are enough to destroy anyone. And gender should never be pitted against each other. We hope that the inequalities caused by biological and historical factors will gradually decrease, and we want women's status to rise. But this should be built on a social environment where women can achieve intellectual, economic, and personal independence, not through gender opposition. Even Leo, a tough guy, was moved by the last paragraph. Of course, this didn't stop him from decisively reporting the advisor to the school for abusing power, private retaliation, and other inappropriate behaviors. Several of us also joined him in filing real name complaints. After the clarification video went viral, the online sentiment began to shift. Things between us and Jessica were manageable, but that consultant's remarks sparked intense public debate and criticism. Thanks to this teacher for curing my years of low blood pressure. I want to slap her, then tell her not to get angry and to show some grace. What shocked me wasn't this teacher's unequal treatment of students, but her utterly bewildering thought process from start to finish. Damn it, this pisses me off. What kind of logic is this teacher using? Just mindlessly criticizing students. With that kind of professionalism, you shouldn't be teaching students at all. Ryan Baker was still jumping around excitedly in the group chat. You're utterly incorrigible. This time I didn't stop Leo as he shouted at him in the group chat with full vigor. You'd better call your dear aunt first and say hello before anything else. The school has responded to us, stating that they have initiated an investigation into the defamatory rumors and slander. Once verified, they will severely punish the consultant without fail. 15. No sooner had the school responded than the consultant's husband suddenly contacted Chris. The phone connected, and the other end sounded furious. How could you students be so vicious? Did you even consider the consequences before posting that video? Chris looked aggrieved and said, we've been slandered, can't we even defend ourselves anymore? Ms. Baker is under tremendous psychological stress right now. Do you have any idea how much those online comments have hurt her? She's already had to seek help from a psychiatrist. We all rolled our eyes in unison over here. So, telling the truth somehow hurts her, while her spreading rumors about us with Ryan Baker counts for nothing? Just because we're mentally strong enough not to be crushed, we deserve this treatment? I snatched Chris's phone. Sir, here's the thing. We've already submitted all the relevant materials and evidence regarding this matter to the school. Let's wait for the school's decision on what's right and wrong, alright? The man on the other end of the phone was stunned, and I faintly heard a startled woman's cry, probably the consultant. Ethan, don't talk nonsense. No matter how much Jessica likes to have fun, she would never do something like this. For the next week, the consultant never showed up, and Ryan Baker avoided us like the plague wherever we crossed paths. A week later, the school finally issued its decision. As for the counselor, they were directly dismissed and subjected to a public reprimand across the entire institution. Ryan Baker was also involved in the incident, but he was not the mastermind, and the circumstances were not particularly severe. The school imposed a disciplinary measure of expulsion with deferred enforcement. At this point, the storm stirred by a single secretly taken photograph could finally be said to have come to an end. Yet discussions continued to swirl online. 16. The six of us went to take a bath together again that evening. Leo suddenly said, Ethan, have you noticed something different? I looked ahead. That window, sealed up tightly at some point, now completely blocked. No one outside could peer in anymore. The end.